morning, Country Mouse Walkers. So today I am in Lincoln, and I'll quickly give you my what 3 words, which is frog, lance, employ. And I'm starting this walk, I'm doing a few here at the bottom of the Strait, which is what they call the gateway between Steep Hill in Lincoln, which leads up to the Cathedral Quarter and the castle, and it's a beautiful Tudor building there, and the High Street. So I'm going to take a walk down the High Street, round the centre of Lincoln, and then I'm going to go down onto the Brayford Pool and along there, and then back round, back up on to the High Street from behind. So it is a beautiful sunny morning. It's about 12 degrees at the minute, which is 53 Fahrenheit, but it will apparently get really warm today. We're slowly starting to come out of lockdown, so we're now allowed to travel a little bit, so we don't have to stay at home, but we can stay fairly local. And I woke up this morning, thought what a beautiful day, and I've come up to Lincoln. I got here a bit earlier than I thought, and it's still really quiet. We've not quite got the shops and things open yet, so it's still very early. But we will take a walk through. So this is High Street, and various shops and restaurants along this area. There's lots of different types of building in this area as well, because some of it's quite old, as we saw with the Tudor house further back, right through to modern times, because this area has been occupied right the way since the Iron Age. So there's lots of different types of buildings and developments. Another Tudor building over to the side, and the archway we're moving up to is called the Guildhall and Stonebow, and it is a 16th century, built in 1520, I remember rightly, and it's where they have all the council meetings and have done all the way through. You can actually go and have a look round. They do tours when we're not in lockdown, because it houses the sword of Richard II, and it's where all the mayor's chains and everything are. And the name is derived from a Danish word, which I will not try and pronounce, I'm afraid, because I don't want to offend anybody, but it means arch, and the whole of the second floor above the archway is used by the council for meetings and things. I'm not sure where the eras cross over, but it looks like we've got some sort of Edwardian Victorian buildings. The building we're coming up to now on our right, the bridge it's on was built over the river Witham, if I can get my words out correctly, in 1160, and the house, well, the building you can see on top, it's now Stokes Coffee Shop. It's the only surviving medieval bridge with houses on it. So the building itself, this is the bridge. So you can see this is the bridge that was built in 1160, and it's now a Stokes Coffee Shop, and they do dress, when it's open, they do dress in like traditional costume, and that was built in 1540. I was going to walk down that side, but I'm not. I'm going to walk down the other side, because I think we'll get a better view. This is of the River Witham from here. The new centre you can see across the water is the waterside shopping centre. Again, currently closed at the minute. Lincoln itself's quite a small city, so but very pretty. It's I like it, mainly because I'm a country mouse. I like small, quiet areas, and Lincoln overall is a very nice city, quiet. The structure that you can see is called Empowerment. I'll try and get a better look at it in a minute. And it was created by Stephen Broadbent. And then the barge or boat across the Moonraker is actually a cafe that you can go and have your tea and coffees and things on it. It's a better view. So that's the river Witham, continues out the city that way, and then that way it goes towards the Brayford Pool, which we're actually going to walk down to. I've done a walk around the university, and I've started to film one up at the cathedral, then realised the castle and everywhere was closed, so I've come down into the city centre, and I'm going to go back up there and do some more. So I'm not sure if there'll be a couple of videos or more, and in what order they'll come out. So but please, check the others out when they're there, view them. So this is the city square, and the building there we're just seeing is the market, the central market, which has just acquired funding to be redeveloped. So they're asking for information on, I think, sort of public opinion on how to be redeveloped, because it is a listed building, grade 2, and then I think work will begin later this year. The area we're going into now is the Cornhill quarter, and this has just been over the last few years developed, so there's a lot of little small shops leading up to it, and then we've got a lot of redevelopment on new sort of high-end shops and things coming in. So the 200 is a really good coffee shop. There's a multi-storey car park, you can just see the entrance to it there. The road that carries straight on, which we're not going to take, is at least you've got the bus station and train station, and then this is the central bit. So this has got there's the botanist and things. The building directly in front of us was Waterstones. It's the old corn exchange. That is now being redeveloped. There's 2 or 3 shops going into there, including Superdry, I believe. And the building to our right has been it used to be a market, and it was taken over, and the whole of the top floor belongs now to the Cozy Club. And when it was done up, they found all these old advertisements going back to the original market, and they've left them all in place. So if you get chance, even if you just go up for a coffee or a drink, you want to go up and have a look, because they've left all the original wall painted posters there. But it's a really nice place to eat anyway. And then we've still got the little shops. They're currently redeveloping the footpath on the other side, so but this area we're coming up to, which is being redeveloped, I don't know whether it's going to have anything on it. I can't find out any information, but over the years you've had markets on it, continental markets. They've had displays by artists and things, so I'm not sure how that'll do, but they're obviously resurfacing the pavement bit at the minute. And then we come back onto the High Street. So up that way is where we went down onto the modern centre. They've put a lot of this artwork in, unfortunately, where some of the larger shops have closed down. There's been quite a few that's been hit by the pandemic, so when it does all reopen, it'll be interesting to see. But they're pretty good at disguising buildings. This is Benedict Square, and this church was originally called the Lincoln Civic Church, and the first mention of it was 1106. It was completely destroyed in the Civil War. Excuse me. And then it was partially restored, so the church as we see it now is only part of what it was originally. And then they were going to close it down again, but I think there was a big protest about it, and it's been saved. I'm just going to make my way now down through back to the River Witham, and we're going to go and have a look at the Brayford Pool. I'm really surprised how quiet it is, considering I know we're still partially in lockdown, but it's so very quiet. In the next week, pubs and things will be allowed to serve outside, meals outside, and non-essential shops will be able to reopen as well. So I don't know what this bridge is called. Oh, excuse me a sec. Sorry about that. I got my wires tangled. I don't know what this bridge is called, but it has a saying on it. Where are you going on this side? Oh, that's a nice mural. I'm not sure what it depicts. Probably have a closer look at that on our way back. We'll be on the other side then. And it has a saying on the other side of the bridge, where have you been? But you can't really see it from this angle, but I'll get a shot of it when we walk back on the other side. You can see the cathedral up in the distance. There's quite a lot of old churches and buildings dotted around all over, because this area's been, as I say, it's been inhabited for quite a long time. The Brayford Pool itself, which we're just coming up to, is where the River Witham comes in from this side and then carries off over past the university, and this pool of water is where the where it just sort of swelled, because Lincoln itself gets its meaning from Linden, which is an Iron Age Celtic word meaning pool, and it was England's oldest inland harbour. So it was a widening of the river, that's the word I was trying to think of. Yeah. It got the Brayford name from the Viking word Brayford, meaning where the river is broad. And this side of the pool is all entertainment mainly, so it's restaurants, hotels, some bars, cafes. This restaurant here, this Wagamama's, it's actually stood on stilts in the water. So you can see the stilts there, they're driven in, so it's actually standing in the pool itself. Because when we had severe flooding, that water actually came over it. That's the university on the other side, and you can see some of the restaurants down this side. In the summer, this is a lovely place to come and sit outside, have a meal, look over the water. Now this area here, if I'm right, I believe this is where the Brayford Belle comes up to for you to go on your trip. You can just see the Brayford Belle. It's the red ship just out there on the edge, and it takes you for trips round the water, down the canal. And then, got a new restaurant. That used to be a really good Mexican restaurant, but I've never heard of that one, but I'll have to give it a try sometime. And you've got the marina with the university in the background. This here along this walkway is generally pedestrianised. They do allow traffic down it because the Holiday Inn and the Doubletree hotels both have car parks, and they also have when there's no lockdown, they also have displays like camper vans or beetle motorbike shows, those sort of thing. This little tower on the Holiday Inn always reminds me of the baby Oxo Tower, like they have in London for some reason. The Doubletree Hotel, right at the top, that's it, yeah, has a really good open bar at the top, opens out onto a seating area, and they do all cocktails and things. It's a popular starting point for people when they're having a night out. And this barge here, this has been brought by the university. Used to be a seafood restaurant, but I believe that it's just going to be a bar. Whether they're going to do food, I don't know, but at the moment it's currently being developed. And then we've sort of come to, again, you can see parts of the university. We've got accommodation. This is all newly built. I'm not sure if it's permanent accommodation or belongs to the university for student accommodation. I'm not sure. Another view of the marina. Here's the barge. Sorry about that. My camera a bit skew with. So we're going to head back now, back towards the town centre. So you can see the bottom where the electric bar and that's advertised. Again, going past the Hilton. A little bit of information there about the past and present. Because the whole of this area it was part of the Romans built the Fosdyke Canal because of it being an important inland port, and then it became important for the wool trade during medieval times, and then when the railways, the Great Northern Railway expansion happened, that all went into disrepair, and all this area really was full of submerged and derelict barges. It was there for a while. It was quite a mess, and then in the 70s, a lot of things was demolished, started to rebuild. The university across the way took some of the land and started to develop it in the 1990s. And then gradually since then, all these buildings are all new. These restaurants are all built where the old buildings were all demolished. The medieval town expanded as far as the tower you can see just on the edge. I'll point it out as we go. It's Lucy Tower, and that is as far as the medieval city, the city walls came to, and that's where it gets its name from. It's now a car park, now a multi-storey car park. In case anyone's interested, the car parks in Lincoln, most of them are pay on your phone now. I think they still do take cash and some of them, but most of them are pay on your phone. So then you've got more restaurants, you've got Italian restaurants, and I think there's the square is a bar, popular bar as well. These places, when they're open, especially at night, are absolutely packed. So another Italian, and then you've got the cinema, which has got a Costa's shop in it, Costa's cafe. Looks like there's a fitness centre there as well now. So the only building that survives that predates 1945 is this tiny building at the end. It's the Royal William IV, and it's on the northeast corner here of the Brayford, and it's about 170 years old, but it's the only building that is older than 1945 in this area. Some information there about William IV, and he reigned. So it's been redeveloped, this area, quite a few times, but hopefully now. So here he goes, where have you been on this bridge? That is what I was talking about earlier. You can get a closer look at this mural now. Got the Lincoln Cathedral there. It's obviously to do with the history of Lincoln. Looking at it. So this side is the North Witham Terrace or walk, and you can actually walk both sides through to town. But I wanted to come this way because I want to give you a shot of a look at the back of that Tudor building, the one that is still standing on the bridge. I think we might have the sun shining directly at us. Looks like somebody's trying to fish. Morning. So hopefully we'll get the sun out the way in a little minute. There we go. So that is the back of, so you can see all the construction of the bridge, the supports where it's now got brick support, but you can see the wooden supports there as well. We'll just take the alleyway up. And we are back into the High Street and heading back up towards the Guildhall and Stonebridge. So I am going to thank you for watching. I'm going to call it here and then make my way back up to the castle and the cathedral and do some filming up there. So thank you very much for being with me. Thank you very much for walking with me. I hope you've enjoyed this virtual tour. Please come back again, please like, please subscribe. And in the meantime, take care, look after yourselves. Bye.